Welcome to Brewsers, a podcast about beer, coffee, booze, and bruisers. I am your host, Rody John, and today we speak to Bella, the Rebel Princess Madisyn. We talk all about the Lingerie Fighting Championship, her training, and even cosplay. This is such a fun interview. We also get into how she is a single mother and how that works out with all her careers that she is doing. This woman is a very busy lady, and I can't wait for you to hear her story. Before we get there, make sure to go sign up for our newsletter. You get to get it twice a week, and you get even more information about our guests, fun facts, and what's happening with your favorite podcast, all about beer, coffee, booze, and bruisers. So without further ado, here is Bella, Rebel Princess Madisyn. Welcome to the show, Bella, the Rebel Princess Madisyn from Lingerie Fighting Championships. How are you doing today?
I am doing great today. No complaints.
Good. So for those that don't know, can you tell us what the Lingerie Fighting Championship is?
Yeah, the Lingerie Fighting Championship is a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a little bit of clothing. We fight.
There you go. I mean, from the videos and pictures I've seen, it kind of blows me away. Because what's funny is I've been in that building, because you guys do your stuff out of the Future Stars of Wrestling out in Las Vegas, and I'm like, I've been out there, and like it's not a big place, but it's perfectly set up with the crowd the way it is, the ring the way it is. How do you like working out of that building?
It's really nice. We're really adjusted to that building, and it like since we've done it, like I've done 3 shows so far, and then hold on, is it 3? I think so. But actually, our last show was at Sapphire. But yeah, that ring we actually practice in that ring too at FSW. Yeah.
I mean, there's not a big backstage area, but the inside part is really nice.
Yeah, we still have fun backstage either way.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
We make it work.
I mean, that's what you got to do. You know, the show's got to go on.
Yes.
Yeah. So you won an online contest, which was called the LFC Madness, where you set a record for the most votes ever. Can you tell us a little bit more about that contest?
Yeah, for the contest, we had to have votes in order to win a contract, and then we also got like jewelry from, I forget what the company's called. I'm so sorry, I can't remember. Boston something Jewelers. Okay, I'm so sorry, that's bad. But yeah, we had to win the contest. So I have friends and family, and I have a lot of influencer friends as well. So I was having them share it and things like that. I was sharing it, so all my people got behind me.
Oh, I mean, that's
I have a lot of big influencer friends, so they helped out a lot too.
There you go. Now, I read that you started training and kickboxing, you started training and kickboxing and taekwondo early in life. How did doing martial arts so early kind of help your upbringing?
Well, how it helped my upbringing, it was a lot of discipline. And then on top of that, if there were people who picked on you, and then I was always a small person, so if the girls wanted to pick on me, and then it was a lot easier to, because my dad was really into martial arts, so he taught us a lot of different things. So it made it easy. But I mean, I really wasn't a fighter type person. I'd rather like talk things out. I'd rather not fight, but like, yeah. I feel like it gave a lot of discipline. It taught me a lot of different things because we learned the languages in Taekwondo, the Korean language. I think it was really beneficial.
Brilliant. What belt did you get to in Taekwondo? Because I think I only got to green belt.
I think that's the one I got to too, was green.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I was done. It was dance after that. Yeah, my dad was forced into karate. He forced the karate. It was dance after that.
I mean, I think all people in general, especially women, need to learn some kind of self-discipline or self-defense kind of, because, I mean, you got crazy people out there and you never know when you actually have to defend yourself.
I agree. Always got to be safe.
Exactly. So how did you get into the lingerie fighting championship? How did you hear about it? How did you want to compete? Where did that come from?
I originally saw my friend Shelby Paris have it up. And I reached out to them at one point and they told me how to submit, and then I had just moved to Florida. I had a lot going on. I was going through a lot, so I eventually forgot about it. And then around May, our old webmaster Van reached out to me about possibly wanting to do it again and about submitting everything to be a prospect. So I went ahead and did it then. And from there on, I just promoted the crap out of it. I was talking shit to the champion and all that. I was just like, yeah, I was wild with it. So everybody was like, oh, who is this girl coming? Like, she's talking crap to everybody. Yeah. I had to make myself known.
I mean, you got to get your name up there. I mean, look at Conor McGregor. It's worked out really well for him.
Yeah. You got to. If you don't, nobody else will.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they could push you as much as they want, but if you're not pushing yourself, then it doesn't really matter because you really got to be the one putting yourself out there.
And that's true, yeah. You got to put your own effort out too. They can, like you said, they can promote you as much, but it's good for you to also promote yourself and the company because they give you the platform to perform on. So why wouldn't you want your company to be the best company and promote it all the time, you know?
Exactly. I mean, it seems like a no-brainer, but a lot of people
they don't
like
get
a mental
it.
thing.
Yeah.
They can't make that crossover.
No.
Which we see a lot of the people in the UFC or other MMA promotions. Hell, we even see it in like traditional. Well, I mean, they're all traditional sports, but like basketball, football, you can have all the talent you want, but if you can't get in front of a microphone or get in front of a camera and actually talk to people and connect with people, then it's kind of just all a lost art.
Right, it is, because you got to be able to connect with your fans and supporters. Otherwise, like, yeah, you look really, you could look standoffish, you could look stuck up, like you're not pleasurable to talk to. I mean, you know, there's a lot that goes into that, and you have to have a presence as well for that, because you want everybody to know you, and you got to be in the camera. You got to be able to speak. Like, you want people when you come out like, oh my God, even if you're the bad guy and they're booing you, they're still interacting with you.
Right. They at least have some feeling towards you. The worst thing you could ever do is go out there and there's crickets. They have no feeling whatsoever.
Yeah, you don't want to sit silent. You want to engage them. You have to engage them.
Right. I mean, look at the Paul brothers. Like, one of them is actually a good boxer, but everybody hates him and actually pays to see him get knocked out. And then you got the other Paul brother who's in the pro wrestling world, and yeah, people want to boo him, but he's actually killing it out there. So they're still reacting one way or the other.
Yeah, they're reacting and they're still giving you that thing. At the end of the day, it's just the role because if you're the bad guy. If you're a bad guy, you automatically get booed, but that shows there's still respect for you. So even once you're out of that arena, people still love you. But in the heat of the moment, it's like one of those things, like, of course they're going to boo you. You're the bad guy. So you want the bad guy, I give you the bad guy. That's what like, hey, I'm going to show out now. The last show showed a good thing of that because, yeah, I got some yays, I got some boos, and people would break her leg. I was like, you come in here and break my leg. Like, I went crazy the last show. I was heel. I was like horrible heel. I was fussing at everybody, yes.
Good.
But we had the crowd engaged.
Yes, you got to play that. I mean, look at Ric Flair. He's just doing that stuff. He was causing riots in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's what keeps them entertained.
Exactly. You're going to keep coming back because they want to see you get beat until you do get beat. And then they're like, finally, the thing I wanted.
Right. Then they'll boo you even when you win. Oh, I didn't want her to win. But they still show you respect at the end. Like, you were crazy. Like, that was amazing. Like, yeah, it's a good feeling.
Oh, it's the best feeling, I imagine.
Yeah, we don't take it wrong. We don't take it wrong when we get booed. It's part of the industry. It happens. You know, if you're going out as a bad guy, like, here we go. Be ready. They're going to boo us.
It is kind of funny thinking about that because there's a lot of people that do go into it and they can't take the boos. Like, they don't want to be a bad guy or bad girl because of the fact that, you know, they don't want people to not like them. They want people to cheer for them. They want people to, you know, say congratulations or whatever on the street. but you just have to
Right.
have that mental mindset of saying, okay, this is my character at this moment.
Right.
If they're going to boo me, lean into it. Like you said,
Yeah.
that's what you did. You just leaned into it and just
Give
like,
it
you know what? We'll
to
come in there. Yes. If you want to come in here and break my leg,
them.
come try
Yeah,
it.
give it to them. If they want that, like that's what you give them, and then they appreciate that because it's like you're feeding the crowd the entertainment part that they want as well. So instead of like reacting and getting mad about it, what's the sense? We're all here to entertain. Why aren't we entertaining them? If they want to boo, give them a reason to boo.
Right. Yeah, like
Yeah, that's
I
how
had
I look
heard
at it.
that I had heard like that Game of Thrones, the Joffrey. Apparently, he was so hated that when his character died off. Spoiler alert, I guess if you haven't seen Game of Thrones. That
Yeah, I hated him too.
yeah, see, but he's a child, like he's a tween at best, and when he was done acting, he apparently went off and did a bunch of like really like humanitarian things because he wanted to like get his mindset back right because he was just getting so much hate online that he just couldn't like mentally capably do it. And I'm like, that's how good of an actor he was, that he was so hated that people wanted a tween just to die on TV. It was absolutely
Right.
crazy. So funny. So
Yeah,
I
I
guess
was actually one of them too. Like, oh my God, he was just so,
yeah.
he was hateful. I was like, oh my God, how do you be like that? Like, yeah, he was hateful. But
Yeah.
that's even with the Jeffrey Dahmer character. I'm pretty sure they
Right.
hate him too, but I mean, he did an excellent job.
He did. Yeah. Oh, he took you on a roller coaster of emotions because,
Yeah.
obviously we all know about the Dahmer story for the most part, or I mean, most people do if they are around the right age. And then, when he goes to prison and then he's trying to find himself and finds religion and all this, and you're like, well, maybe he wasn't such a bad guy, but then you got to think about all the bad things he did. So it's like,
Yeah, he
it's a funny story
did.
with him. Yeah. Yeah, that guy deserves all the awards he gets for playing that character. So I guess tell us what the Rebel Princess really is to you.
The Rebel Princess is pretty much, she's one of those that is just tired of everybody being a certain way. So she pretty much is like, she was a good guy in her real life, but now it's time for her to get back at everything that she's owed.
Yeah.
So she takes it out in the ring and on the weights. So yeah, now it's her time to come back. And everybody who doubted her and things like that, she's coming back to take all that back. And she doesn't care who's in the way. She's going to destroy everybody in her path.
I love that. Now, you mentioned there that even in training, so what does training look like for you, like during a regular week?
Usually I train 3 days a week, and then gym is usually 5 days a week. It's a lot of, it's a lot of cardio for the wrestling, and then there's a lot of weightlifting because I like to lift heavy. So I'm trying to grow my legs and my arms as well, so I want to be a little bit bigger. Like I'm at 140 right now, I want to be like 160, but I suck at the diet part because I don't eat enough sometimes.
That can be a problem. It's either one or the other. You're either eating too much or you're eating too little, and yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot to go into, especially when you have a busy life outside of everything too. So, which I'm hoping eventually soon LFC goes full time, which will be great.
Right.
So yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on and upcoming, but yeah, training is very tiring. I mean, I'll be on heat pads. I'll be on with ice, and not recently. I just recently got off of surgery. A lot of people didn't know. December 8th, I got my meniscus fixed. I tore it 4 weeks after I started wrestling. Yeah. And I did my debut with a torn meniscus with no issues. Sean just had me sit out of training for a week, till I got there. But from there, this year, I decided I'm just going to go ahead and get it fixed because you never know what else is coming up. So I went ahead and got it fixed December 8th, and I was back in the ring, February 14th. A little bit before that to train a little bit. So, yeah, pretty much, I didn't let that stop me.